Welcome back to the Watchman's broadcast, where today we will be summarising what factors in the first week of the 2022 Russian-Ukrainian War allowed the Ukrainian military to put up such a bold defence. In part 1, we looked at how the failure of the initial Russian strike to deliver a knockout blow to Kiev and the Ukrainian Air Force, followed by inadequate logistics to compensate, prevented Russia from gaining the initiative. If you've not done so already, please go and watch that video first for more context. But now we are going to look at more kinetic reasons why Ukraine was able to stall the Russian advance. A strong factor that has played into Ukraine's favour has been Western anti-tank weapons. Though broadly speaking, Ukraine's military has weapons derived from the Soviet era, which proved adequate against standard Russian armoured vehicles in the Donbass War, it was debatable how well they would perform against the modern Russian army. However, Britain and America rushed modern anti-tank weapons to Ukraine in the weeks before the conflict, over 2,000 in total. These included the Javelin and NLAW, both guided missiles with top attack capabilities, meaning the missiles strike the tanks from above and have a better chance of penetrating the weaker roof armour. The viability of top attack missiles has been disputed as potentially only theoretic, however, as they have never been used against modern tanks, which have explosive reactive armour to counter anti-tank missiles, and Russian tanks like the T-80 and T-90 even have electronic countermeasures to jam the missile's ability to lock onto them. Having said that, the Russian tank casualties in Ukraine speak for themselves, with over 300 Russian tanks lost, from upgraded T-72s to the latest T-80s and even T-90s confirmed destroyed, along with over 900 other Russian armoured vehicles. Though not all of these vehicles will have fallen to Western anti-tank weapons, it is clear they have had a notable impact in blunting the Russian armoured thrusts and have allowed the Ukrainians to take full advantage of the Russians' logistical weaknesses, picking off isolated tank units short on supplies with these deadly new weapons. All of this strengthens another vital factor for the Ukrainian defenders: faith. If there is one thing that has shocked the Russians during the invasion of Ukraine, it is the morale of the Ukrainian people to stand against them. Determined resistance is what was vital to ensuring the VDV assault on Kiev failed in the first few days, for had the Ukrainians panicked in shock, it is likely the Russians would have held the airport. Had this happened, they may have stood a chance at seizing or killing the top political and military leaders of Ukraine, and the Russians would have at least won the initiative on the first day of the war, if not victory. But the opposite occurred, due to the valour of Ukraine's servicemen. Equally, the port city of Mariupol, located less than 30 kilometres from the front line with the separatist regions of Ukraine, showed no hint of falling until it was surrounded from all sides and subject to the biggest barrage of the 21st century on the 2nd of March. Even then, it is still standing as of the 13th of March 2022. This was due to the near fanatical resistance of the ultra-nationalist units, broadly known as the Azov Battalion, and the elite Ukrainian naval infantry who defended Mariupol. Indeed, so stubborn was their defence, when Major General Andrei Sukovetsky tried to survey the dilemma facing his attack, alongside Spetsnaz troops probing for weaknesses, he was shot by a Ukrainian sniper. Add to this the selfless sacrifice of Ukrainian naval infantryman Vitaly, who blew himself up to stop the Russians crossing the important Henichesk Bridge in the Crimean Straits. Ukrainians would be forgiven for thinking heroism is in no short supply in their country. This bravery has given Ukrainians examples to follow, with their effective defence of Mariupol, Kiev, Kharkiv and Sumy rallying reservists and conscripts to fight. This is bolstered by the effectiveness of the Western anti-tank weapons and the failures of Russian strategy to allow legends such as the Ghost of Kiev to emerge, has given hope to the prospect that Ukrainians may be able to save their country. In contrast, aside from their elite troops, many Russian soldiers appear to have been told they would be hailed as liberators by some Ukrainians, so to find such spirited and determined opposition can only have a negative effect on their own morale. Now, to say Ukraine can survive, let alone win, based on these factors would be reckless at this stage, but it is clear through Russia's strategic misuse of its forces, the extreme effectiveness of modern anti-tank weapons, and the courage of the defenders, Ukrainians will be remembered in history as fighting bravely, if nothing else, to defend their country and their homes. Thank you all for watching this episode of the Watchman's broadcast. If you enjoyed this content, please see my other video on the analysis of Russia and US intervention in the Middle East, and like and subscribe for more content. Have a pleasant day.